Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I think Doc Ock is the best villain out of the whole Spider-Man franchise.
Wow.
Doc Ock / Dr. Octopus / Dr. Otto Octavius was first introduced in July of 1963. He was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. But the one I'm talking about is portrayed by the British actor Alfred Molina, who, might I say, is a very good actor. And I did not know he was British.
Pip pip cheerio!
So in Spider-Man 2, he's like this professor guy, and he's like doing this experiment thingy where it's like fusion or something. What is this, Steven Universe? But he's doing this like experiment with these robotic tentacles that will be like fused into his back. And like the way it fuses into his back is just weird. It makes me like tingle every time I watch the movie. Because it's like, these like needles like just go into his spine. Like, I don't like it. Here's something important. There's this thing called an inhibitor chip where it's like making sure the tentacles don't control him. But he miscalculates. The inhibitor chip breaks. His wife dies. And yeah, he like gets electrocuted or something. And like, oh yeah, Spider-Man saves the day. I think this glass like slit her throat or something. Like it didn't like cut off her head because there's a clip of her dead body and her head's still attached. He gets taken to a hospital and these doctors are like, ever take shop class when they're about to cut off the tentacles, but the tentacles, they like take over and kill him. And there's this clip that I do not understand. It's like this one doctor, she's getting pulled into the darkness, she's screaming like, ah, and her like nails are getting like dragged across the floor, and her nails are causing like scratch marks in the floor. Like, what the yeah. So he wakes up from consciousness, seeing that all the doctors are dead, and he's like, no! So yeah, he basically flees to this like abandoned boathouse or something. He's like, I miscalculated. My wife is dead! But then, the tentacles are just like, he's like all sad, like, oh, my wife is dead. You calculated, right? You were in the wrong. It was Spider-Man's fault. You're right. So then he becomes like, he's basically kind of brainwashed or manipulated. He's like, he's literally grieving his wife, and I mean, that's the perfect time to manipulate someone when they're still like vulnerable and grieving over someone. Cause like, hey, that's what Quentin Beck does to Peter in Far From Home. Spoilers. So what he does, he robs a bank, kidnaps Aunt May, gets a makeover, and my gosh, sir, did you get that from Prada? Like, work it. And okay, I need to say something about this scene. He has sass when he's like, oh yeah, here, have Aunt May. And he like drops her, he's like, oh, Butterfingers, like, okay. So how it usually goes, Peter gets Aunt May back and stuff, and it's like, yeah, Doc Ock flees to his boathouse, still working. He's still with the money to like buy his, stuff to build his machine. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, he's rebuilding his machine. So yeah, he gets money to buy his, rebuild his machine, but make it bigger. And like, for that he needs tritium, which I did not know was a real thing. Maybe that's why I'm failing science. So basically, Doc Ock goes to Harry Osborn's house because he's like, I need the tritium. So, he's so sassy. He like shows up with a cup of whiskey being held in his like, pretend this is the whiskey. He's like, Harry, how are you doing? And he's like, he's just so, I want to be like him, but not really. So he's like, I need the tritium, and Harry's like, bring me Spider-Man so I can kill him, then you'll get the tritium. And he's like, how do I find Spider-Man? And Harry's like, Peter Parker. He basically takes pictures, because he's like, Harry doesn't know Peter's Spider-Man yet. So yeah, Otto crashes the date with MJ and Peter, and he kidnaps MJ. What a coincidence! And is just like, yeah, yes, you stuck your web in my business for the last time, or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, he takes MJ, and kidnaps her. She screams, and then Spider-Man is taken to Harry's house. And basically what happens is like Spider-Man gets taken to Harry's house, and like he's like, I want to see the face of the man who killed my father. Here's a quick little recreation of the scene. I'm gonna kill you, Spider-Man, but I'm gonna see the face of who killed my father. Peter! So yeah, Peter goes to the boathouse and like basically stops Doc Ock starting his machine, wiping out the entire city, and he gets like his identity gets revealed to Doc Ock. He's like, Peter, my boy, and he's just like, how do I stop it? And he's like, you need to drown it. So the best redemption happens here. So basically what happens is he like regains control of his tentacles. He's like, you're gonna listen to me now. So what he does, he like gets up, crawls over to the thing with his tentacles, and he like gets below it and drops the hardest line ever. I never lose. I will not die a monster! And what he does, he breaks the pillars and drowns the machine, sacrificing himself! So yeah, rest in peace, Doc Ock.